Hello, welcome back to Dry Creek Beekeeping. It's finally looking like summer. I got the cast off, and I also graduated high school. A lot of things are changing, and a lot of things are going to be changing for the bees as well. It's been about 2 weeks since I installed the bee packages, and I haven't put feeders on them yet. There's a good reason why. I'll get into that later in the video. And also, I need to make sure that the queens are alive and laying eggs in the hives. So without any further ado, let's get right into that. To start off, let's take a look at these hives. You can see they're still on the smallest setting here. You can see some of them are coming in with pollen on their legs. And there's a good reason why. There's a lot of flowers out right now. That early start to the year means that there are a ton of dandelions about. So they're just bringing in pollen, bringing in nectar, and they're looking good. Let's start out by taking a look at this hive right here. All right, so now I'm gonna get into the reason why I haven't put feeders on these hives yet. So it was extremely cold the past couple of weeks, and I just didn't want the bees to have to get more cold than they should probably have this early in the hive life. So to minimize chances of them freezing to death, I made sure to not put a feeder on there, and I'm gonna go ahead and give them some food today. But they were fine during that break. Each of these hives has about 40 pounds of honey in it from leftover from last year, so they should be more than good. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, that's looking good. We got a nice frame of brood here. And in those cells, there are some eggs and larvae as well. That's beautiful. Now, rather disappointingly, on this side of the frame, there are 3 queen cells. That's not great, but I don't really care that much. It looks like the cells don't actually have anything in them, so they're probably just being weird. Bees do that sometimes. But another interesting thing on this frame, look at those pollen stores. Those are brand new pollen stores. So it looks like they're collecting a lot of pollen and some nectar as well. I'm still going to feed them regardless, just because, you know, it gives them a nice little boost. But already it's looking like it's going to be a good year for honey. Look at that. Even more frames with larvae and brood on it. That's just terrific to see. Absolutely beautiful. All right, I don't want to bother this hive any more than necessary, especially this early in the year. So I'm going to go ahead and call it and close this hive back up. I'll be back in 2 weeks. They're looking pretty good. The only thing that concerns me is those queen cells, but honestly, those aren't that big of a deal. All right, and I'm just doing the same feeding method as last year. A jar with some holes poked in the top, and that's gonna go right over that slit right there. Just gonna take an extra empty box, set that on top, and close up the hive. This is my favorite feeding method because 1, raccoons can't get into it, 2, it's super easy, and 3, it kind of looks better than having an entrance feeder, I'm gonna be honest. All right, on to the next hive here. All right, I'm not sure entirely what to think based on this first frame. Very scattered brood pattern. A queen cell up here. Doesn't have an egg in it, but it's just so scattered, and it looks like worker brood, but I just can't be sure. So I'm gonna take a look at another frame here, see what we got. I don't want to be seeing more of that, but you know, Sometimes queens, when they first get released into hives, act a little bit strange. Yeah, more scattered brood. However, the egg laying pattern does look normal. It's one egg per cell, and there's no eggs like laying over on their sides or stuff like that. So I'm gonna just say that the queen is acting a little bit weird, and that's all. Otherwise, they have good nectar buildup, good pollen stores. I would say this hive is looking good. However, it's a little bit behind the other hive, but that's fine. All right, just doing the same thing here. Jar with holes in the top. Right over here, just like that. Box, and finally lid. And finally, let's take a quick look at this last hive here. Oh, that's a bad sign. That's a bad sign already. Oh, I'll try to get that frame out, but there's a frame here that's all messed up. So already we have some issues with this hive. So first of all, one of the frames in here collapsed. And then second of all, see those queen cells and the brood? Yeah. So while the egg pattern and the brood looks mostly normal, one of these cells here has an egg in it. That's not, in fact, all of them have eggs in them. I don't know what that's about, but clearly there is a queen that's alive, because that is not drone brood. That is normal worker brood, and the egg pattern is normal. So the queen is alive, but they're trying to replace her, it seems like. And I'm not entirely sure what that's all about. Yeah, there's the queen, actually. Look at that. There she is. So she's alive and well. That is so strange. I'm going to go ahead and put the queen back. I don't want to mess with her too much. So unbelievably strange. Yeah, so this frame here, I don't think I can actually do much about it. But it is messed up. Look at that. It broke up here, and they made comb along the top to fill it in, and it's actually holding together just by this. But look at that. The brood actually looks quite good. The larvae does too. They have good pollen stores. I haven't seen any nectar stores from them yet, but all in all, this hive is looking well. I'm actually going to just leave this frame because I don't have an issue with it, as long as they're, you know, not building bridge comb down here and that doesn't get worse. I guess it's fine. I don't know what to think. Yeah, but seriously, that's some good stuff there. Seeing good things with this hive. And actually on this hive, I'm going to take a look at one of the outer frames that I gave a bunch of honey to and see how they're doing with those stores. Oh man. They've been clearing that out. This was mostly capped honey, I believe. And now they've uncapped a lot of it. So they're kind of chewing through these stores that I gave them. Well, it's a good thing that I'm gonna feed them anyway. All right, I think you guys already know the drill. Jar, box, lid, and done. There's just one more thing that I gotta do before I end the video. Each of the hives is still on the smallest setting, but since it's basically summer by now, the weather is crazy. I don't understand it. Just a couple of days ago we had a frost, and now the weather's saying that, oh, it's going to be 70s to 80s, and nice. Whatever. It's weird. Anyway, I'm gonna switch this small opening to the larger opening. So this opening, where it was this one. Maybe clear out some of this grass. And I'm just gonna go ahead and do that on all of the hives. All right, and there we go. The hives are looking great. They're getting fed, not just from me, but also from all the flowers that are out by now. And yeah, it's looking like it's gonna be a good year. However, there is one thing. These hives don't have names yet. And I can't really think of names on my own. I've never been good with that. So I'm actually gonna leave that up to you guys. If you have any name suggestions for the hives, go ahead and leave them in the comments. Chances are pretty high that I will choose that name for the hives. Anyways, that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and if you did enjoy the video, please make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.